The story. One day, as Hans was talking to some townspeople, he let his pride get the better of him. "My daughter Lena," he boasted, "is so talented that she can spin straw into gold." The townspeople gasped in astonishment, and soon, word of this claim reached the ears of King Friedrich. When the king heard of the miller's claim, he was intrigued and sent for Lena to be brought to the castle. "If you can spin straw into gold," the king said, "then you shall do so for me. If you succeed, you shall be richly rewarded, but if you fail, your life will be forfeit." Lena was taken to a room filled with straw, and a spinning wheel was placed before her. "By morning, all this straw must be spun into gold," the king commanded, before leaving her alone in the room. Lena's heart sank as she realized the impossible task before her. As Lena sat weeping, not knowing what to do, a small, strange figure suddenly appeared in the room. "You crying, dear girl?" the imp asked with a sly smile. Lena explained her predicament, and the imp offered to help. "I can spin this straw into gold for you," he said, "but in return, you must give me something of value." Desperate, Lena agreed and offered the imp her necklace, the only valuable thing she owned. The imp took it, and with a flick of his fingers, he began to spin the straw into gold. By morning, the room was filled with spools of golden thread. The king was delighted, but his greed only grew. Instead of rewarding Lena, the king brought her to an even larger room filled with straw. "Spin all this into gold by morning," he demanded, "and you shall live. If not, you will face the consequences." Once again, Lena was left alone, her heart filled with dread. The imp appeared again that night, and Lena pleaded for his help. "What will you give me this time?" he asked. Lena, with little choice, offered him her ring. The imp accepted, and once again, he spun all the straw into gold. The king was overjoyed, but he was not yet satisfied. The next morning, the king took Lena to the largest room yet, filled from floor to ceiling with straw. "Spin this straw into gold by morning," he ordered, "and you shall become my queen. Fail, and you shall die." Lena was terrified, knowing she had nothing left to give the imp in exchange for his help. That night, the imp appeared once more. "What will you give me this time?" he asked. Lena, with tears in her eyes, explained that she had nothing left to give. The imp thought for a moment and then made a chilling proposal. "Promise me your firstborn child when you become queen, and I will help you one last time." Desperate to save her life, Lena agreed. True to his word, the imp spun the straw into gold once again. The king was so pleased that he promised and married Lena, making her his queen. However, in the midst of the celebrations, Lena could not forget the terrible bargain she had made with the imp. A year passed, and Lena gave birth to a beautiful baby. She was overjoyed to be a mother, but the memory of her promise to the imp weighed heavily on her heart. She knew it was only a matter of time before he would return to claim what she had promised. As Lena feared, the imp returned soon after the child was born. "I have come to collect what you promised," he said, reaching out for the baby. Lena, filled with despair, begged him to take anything else, but the imp refused. "A deal is a deal," he reminded her. Seeing Lena's desperation, the imp decided to offer her one last chance. "If you can guess my name within 3 days," he said, "then you may keep your child. But if you fail, the child will be mine." Lena agreed, determined to do whatever it took to save her baby. For 2 days, Lena guessed every name she could think, but none were correct. On the third night, in a stroke of luck, she overheard the imp dancing in the forest, singing his own name. "Rumpelstiltskin is my name," he sang, unaware that Lena was hiding nearby. The next morning, when the imp returned, Lena looked him in the eye and said, "Your name is Rumpelstiltskin." The imp's face with anger and frustration. "The devil told you that," he shrieked, before vanishing into the air, never to be seen again. With the imp gone, Lena and her family lived happily ever after. The kingdom prospered under her kind and wise rule, and she never forgot the lesson she had learned about the dangers of making bargains with those who deal in secrets. The end.